What is going on YouTube? I am back with another video on the ROG Ally X. So I've had this for a couple of days now, and I've been using it just to see what I think and if there's anything that I would review honestly. I think one thing I've noticed through videos on YouTube and other social media platforms is that people are just saying what they think the consumer wants to hear, but I would like to give an honest review from someone who uses it for, I'm going to say 15 to 20 hours a week alongside a full computer, which is my main sort of daily driver. And I will just be comparing it slightly to maybe the Steam Deck, the original, or the Ally, which we will come on to later. Now, I've not tried the Steam Deck OLED, but from what I've seen, naturally, the screen comparison is, you can't make that comparison. The OLED display looks stunning on the Steam Deck. However, for usability, I have stuck with and gone for the, obviously, Ally X, which is why we're here. And I will compare my opinion on that later on in the video. So straight off the bat with the Ally X, I absolutely love how it feels in your hands now. These more rounded edges, they really do make a difference when you're playing for a prolonged period of time, which I think, although without realizing, the Ally did suffer with. So the fact that Asus has fixed that is a massive thing for me. I think the other one that I've really noticed straight away is the buttons. The buttons feel like there is genuinely something behind them now. I think with the original, they felt a bit wet, like there was almost a dead spot in all of the buttons. Not even, the toggle sticks, there definitely was. But the buttons felt there wasn't anything there, and they really made a conscious effort to fix that, which I am very, very impressed with. I think for me, this is a very early review in the sense that I've only had this 2 days. I've paid for this unit. I'm not sponsored. I've not received anything free, although I wish I did. So this is just me reviewing what I think and my personal opinion for someone like me. I think straight away off the bat, if you don't have an Ally, I would absolutely get the Ally X. I think I would absolutely bypass that first go at it. But I think with someone in my position who had the Ally, I think maybe the Ally X is a bit of a reach just because of the cost. I mean, I know they're going for $800 US, and they're £800, British pounds here in the UK. So that is an expensive investment, which naturally people are going to be a bit wary about. So I kind of want to make a honest review of what I think. Now, if I went top line and said, if you've got an Ally, get an X, I'd probably not. Although the added battery life is amazing, I think the way it feels in your hands is much better. I just think for £800, that is a very, very big jump up to not a lot, if you know what I mean. I think the Ally was a more than capable handheld PC. I think it still is. I think in most reviews you'll see a lot of people will say about Windows, and Windows is very clunky, which it is. Let's not get that confused. It is clunky. However, when comparing it to the likes of the Steam Deck, I think the Ally does trump it in the sense that if you want to play something like FIFA or something that requires a third-party launcher, it's far easier to do that on the Ally than it is on the Steam Deck. Now, that being said, if you would like a very easy, simple process to just play a video game on the move or downstairs in your living room or, sat out in the garden, the Steam Deck definitely scratches that itch because it's so simple. Like, Valve done a really good job of that, but that's for another video. But I think the Ally X is a huge, huge improvement, but not one that I would necessarily take if I didn't have the money to do it. Now, battery was obviously the big selling point. When this was spoken about and, they've doubled the battery life, it definitely has improved, definitely has improved. For example, V-Rising I used to play on the Ally. I would say after 45 to 50 minutes, it was asking me to plug it in. Now, I played for an hour 45 the other night, and it just about asked So there's definitely an improvement there. I haven't got any benchmark numbers. I've not got numbers over various games. Like I say, I've only had this for 2 days, and I'm just making this a very early review before I jump into maybe an in-depth full review later down the line. But I think because it's so fresh, I kind of wanted to make this video just in case there's people umming and ahhing about potentially getting it. And obviously I know paydays come in maybe tomorrow for some, it's the last Friday of the month, or next week as the last working day of the month. And for me, if I was sort of working really hard to save for this and I wasn't sure, I'd maybe want to see a video perhaps like this, because I'm not, I've got nothing to hide, and it's just my honest review. I think for me personally, I am definitely I'm going to keep the Ally, the original, because I have a collection of, a collection of older consoles, but I don't know. I just like the fact that I had the first one. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to sell it, but the price is dropping on them at the minute because of the new one. So I'm going to keep this and then put that over there to one side, as I have with the Steam Deck, which I don't play anymore because I've got my Ally X. They're staying, but I'm definitely going to daily drive the Ally X. Now, for me, just a bit of background on why I use it and how I use it, I have a full-blown PC behind me, which is my daily driver. I'm very fortunate, or unfortunate, however you'd like to look at it, that I finish work at 5 p.m. and my partner starts work at 4 p.m. So we have a crossover of about 4 hours where I can come home, play on my actual PC, get into some big games, high settings, whatever. And the Ally is used for when my partner says she wants to watch a film, or on a Saturday night, I don't really want to load up the computer. I just want to chill out, lay on the sofa or lay in bed and just get into maybe like a story-driven game that I'm in. So for me, it's not my main play. However, I do use it for, again, I'll go back to V-Rising because it's something I'm in at the moment. I will play it on my PC, save it to the cloud, and then I'll go to bed or go downstairs and I'll farm materials. It's really good for doing that little grindy bit that perhaps you don't want to do when you're on your computer. It's just like a secondary unit for me. So I'm not playing this as my only source. I just wanted to disclose that because this review is going to be, honest in that sense. Now, a lot of the videos I've seen online, we're getting into details of this has changed, that's changed, pulling them apart. I'm not going to do that. I don't take anything out. I know you've got that ability to add more storage, which is absolutely fine. And if I ever need to do that, I will. But that's not what I'm going to do straight off the bat. I think overall, for me, this is a fantastic addition, and it's nice to see that ASUS has listened to the feedback on what we as consumers have said and have looked at it and fixed certain things. I absolutely love that. But I do think, honestly, £800 is a reach for it, considering although you get extra, it just doesn't seem like there's enough extra for me over the Ally to get it if you are going to potentially, borrow the money or, save. If you've got an Ally, I think personally it will be fine. Obviously, you have the Game Pass ability on there, Microsoft Store, whatever else, and all the other launches that we could get into. I predominantly play on Steam, just personal preference. That's just the way I am. Judge me, let me know in the comments if that's a bad thing. But it works perfectly for what I need. And if I see a new game come out, I'm definitely involved. And I've not found one, really, that the Ally has not coped with. Now, on the Ally X, I've played a bit of Cyberpunk, I've played a bit of FIFA, I've played a bit of Formula 1, and I've played V-Rising. None of them had any issues. I just turned them on, played them, and was very impressed with how they performed. I think for prolonged periods, the unit feels fantastic in hand. I think the battery life is definitely improved. I'm not going to say I saw a difference with the RAM upgrade, but obviously it's doing something. So, people are welcome to shame me or knock me down for not seeing that. But the only thing I would like to see or would like to have seen is an OLED screen. I think we've had the LCD, I think, was it 1080, 120 hertz, which is great. Absolutely fine. Looks fantastic. but OLED does look amazing. Nintendo Switch OLED, Steam Deck OLED, the screen's fantastic. And the Ally X, we're asking for top dollar for this, and it doesn't come with that. Again, personal opinion, personal preference. I'm not here to gain or lose anything from this. It's just an honest review. So if anybody has any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to do a more in-depth review maybe in a month's time when I've really got to get some more time under my belt with this. But this was more just get the review out early before people get paid and potentially go and splash out. People can make their own minds up. I did a video the other day of the unboxing and setting up process. I will link that just in case anybody wants to go and have a look. But for me, I'm trying to get into the world of tech reviewing, and this is stuff that I love. You know, I love these consoles. I love gaming, hence why I've got my rig. This is just a hobby for me. So if anybody has any feedback, let me know in the comments. Give us a follow, hit that sub button, and hopefully there'll be more coming. I'm going to try and increase the quality of the reviews as we move forward off of the back of looking at it myself. But for now, I hope this has helped. And if it, got any more questions, leave them down in the comments section and I will be sure to reply. I appreciate you all stopping by and appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.